Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Voices of British Orthodoxy. I am, of course, Rita Lazar. Today is the 10th of October, as according to the old calendar. Today we have two saints in the book, one of which is covered in the group chat, and also these two same saints are also both covered in on the Celtic Saints website as well, which I guess is growing to be a third source of British saints for this channel. Right, our saints. Our first saint for today is Saint Patrician, and he is from the 5th century. Saint Patrician was a bishop of unknown see in Scotland. Forced to flee his see by heathen invaders, he spent the rest of his life in exile on the Isle of Man. Nothing further is known of his life. According to this, he does have a Troparion, which I will get up for you now. Driven from the sea in Strathclyde by the Saxon hordes, thou was sheltered by the Manx people to whom thou didst preach the life-giving gospel of Christ, O holy Patrician. In thy patience and love for all, remember those who now cry to thee, and beseech Christ our God that he will save our souls. That is tone 1 for you all. I will leave that in the description for you all, as I do always try to do. In the group chat, it says Saint Patrician, a bishop in Scotland who was driven out by the heathen and spent the remainder of his life on the Isle of Man, 5th century. I just want to quickly see if there is a never mind. You look up the phrase icon, and it just comes up with icons of St. Patrick. So, and our second saint is Saint Paulinus of York, who is a bishop, and he is from the 7th century. I am going to just quickly try and find a icon of him, because if there is an icon of him, I found Paulinus, Bishop of Nola, but I feel like that could be a very different person. Anyway, how about Troparion? Shout out to the people also from Orthodox England. Yeah, they've done a lot. As a matter of fact, interesting. Continue to website. Okay, perfect. Right, I'll get into his. So, his life is St. Paulinus of York, 7th century. A native of Rome, St. Paulinus, along with St. Melitius, who we commemorated on the 24th of April, and Justus, who we will commemorate on the 10th of November, was sent to England by Pope St. Gregory the Dialogist, 3rd of September, to support St. Augustine, who we commemorated back on the 27th of May, mission. St. Bede the Venerable, 25th of May, writes in his Exteria Ecclesiastica that at the time of St. Ethelburga of Kent, who we commemorated back on the 8th of September, marriage to King St. Edwin of Northumbria, who we will commemorate in a few days on the 12th of October, St. Paulinus was consecrated the first bishop of York, and he accompanied St. Ethelburga to her new home. Once in Northumbria, St. Paulinus, with the assistance of St. Ethelburga, converted King St. Edwin and was instrumental in the conversion of Northumbria. Following King St. Edwin's martyrdom, 633, St. Ethelburga returned to Kent, again accompanied by St. Paulinus, who was then translated to the See of Rochester, serving as 3rd bishop until his repose in 644. As I did just allude to, I did, through the power of finding what appears to be a old website. The old Orthodox England stuff, which I won't comment too much, but this has liturgical resources, and so we do have a Troparion here in Tone 5. Holding the example of the holy pool ever before his eyes, Paulinus betook himself to a far distant land, and there, emulating the glorious apostle to the nations, he preached the words unto life, of life unto those who lay in darkness and the shadow of death. And having pleased his master by his godly zeal and tireless struggles, he dwelleth now in the mansions of paradise, where he offereth entreaty continually on behalf of our souls. I've just no, I'll copy and paste this and the one that is from. So we have two Troparions for you both, and I'll leave them both in the description. If yous would like, I don't actually know when the next day is without any saints whatsoever, and I don't think I should and I don't really. At least in the book, there's a couple of days at the very least coming up, but anyway, I've been Riddle. Maybe on one of those days I could do a video talking about these liturgical resources and encouraging whatnot, but I wish you all the best. I've been Riddle. God bless you all, and Amen.